So it's been a while after I recorded on working on the fender lining, but I already pulled this off, and I honestly don't like it. Up here, it's alright, but it's not one whole continuous sheet. And then over here, it's like a whole bunch of layers, all this. Once you get down here, it looks like crap. And I've been thinking, maybe I should just use sheet metal, like just make this whole thing out of sheet metal and then just lay the fiberglass over it. It's gonna be a lot smoother, and you can use one whole continuous sheet of fiberglass, the mat. The reason being is because you can shape up the metal, and then you can put like a bracket underneath, and so it can hold its place, and you can remove it from under here, and you can lay the whole entire sheet. So that's kind of the game plan now, but I'm gonna show you guys something real quick right now. So if you take a look under here, this is what I was noticing. There's this plastic cover back here that protects the water from going back there. So, you know, when I made this, I made it so it goes all like that, all the way down. And what I was thinking, I don't really need to make it all the way down. All I need to do is just make it from here all the way to cut up to this corner piece right here. So that's all I need to do in order to waterproof down here. And of course I need to extend it all the way back here, because you know there's holes back here too as well, but this is just the side skirt. There's no metal that's gonna rust in there. And anyways, it doesn't matter because I'm gonna be spraying rubberized coating all under here, so nothing's gonna get rusted or anything like that. So that's what I'm kind of thinking, that it's gonna be easier to use the sheet metal, but we're gonna find out and we're gonna get started. So I just got this plain sheet of aluminum at Home Depot. It's plain mill aluminum sheet. It's 12 by 24, and I know this is not gonna reach all the way across, but I'm gonna try to get it as much as I can from here over there. So I'm just gonna try and put this in place, and I'm gonna mark it up and try to bend it so it fits exactly how I want it. So I got the wing nuts tightened down, and as you guys can tell, it looks pretty good close to the body. I don't really need it touching that much, so like that's pretty good for me. I just need to continue trimming down in here a little bit, just trim it down right there. And also I marked it right here, a line where I need to cut it, because I'm gonna exceed a little bit, just leave a little bit extra. That way the water isn't able still to get under the fender. But that's pretty much it. I just need to trim it down right there. And then right now I'm just gonna put the brackets on. That way it keeps its shape and we can pull it off, and then actually fiberglass the whole piece. Not like how we did it on that piece. We just did it section by section, which no, I shouldn't have done that. It's better to do it this way. So I'm gonna put the bracket right now, that way we can take it all off. So this piece is on there now, and just in case some of you guys are wondering, I'm pretty sure some of you guys are gonna ask, what are these called? These are Clico pins, and they're used to hold sheet metal into place, or other things as well, just to keep things together. But the whole thing is done, it's trimmed down. I just need to trim this down, this piece right here, but I'll do that once I take it off. So I got the two pieces already all separated, and this feels a lot better than the first time the mesh sheet that we did. This is all smooth, not like the mesh sheet. So what I'm gonna do right now is just trim it down, and then we'll get started with filling in these holes. Because as you guys can tell right here, let me show you guys. they're pretty decent. So I got it all put on already, and as you can tell, it looks pretty good, and it's still a little floppy over here and on this piece. So I bought these brackets. I bought these brackets right here and a couple of bolts, and I'm gonna construct something out of this. But basically what I'm gonna do is just put this bracket here and fold it up like this, and I got it with the hinge. That way I can always like pop it off like that, and it's easier to remove the fender lining a lot faster. And also I think we're gonna have to trim this down all the way towards the body, because as you guys know, we left a little bit extra, and since we left a little bit extra, we're not allowed to use this hinge yet because it's not allowing it to sit perfectly where I want it. So we're probably gonna have to cut this fiberglass sheet a little bit more towards the body that way. So that's what we're gonna do right now. We're gonna construct something out of this. So I got the brackets on there already, and as you can tell, look at that sturdiness. Heck yeah. The only part right here, it's still hitting right here a little bit if you give it enough force. But if I ever run into a problem there, I'll probably put another bracket like these. But these right here that we put, these two, sturdy as F. But it looks pretty good. So all that's left to do is we're gonna drill a hole here where the screw is back here for the fender to remove the fender, and we're gonna remove the fender and start putting the rubberized coating on the car. And of course we gotta put it on the fender lining that we did right here. So I just got back from the store, and this is what I come back to. The glue was no good, so I went back to the store and I went to go pick up these screws. They're basically the same thing as these, the ones with the lug nut key. So we're gonna be putting these on the side right here. It doesn't matter, it's not really gonna be shown anyways, because you guys know the fender flare is gonna be covering it. So the latches are on there now, and what we have to do now is put that clip somewhere in right there where you guys see this hole right here. It has to be right in front of there on the plastic thing. That's where the bolt goes, in between the fender right there, as you guys see right there. That one goes in there, and we're gonna make it easier to reach that bolt by just cutting out a circle in front of it. That way we can stick a socket in through there, and it'll be a lot easier to remove that screw in order to take off the fender if we ever need to again. Once we finish putting that clip inside there on that plastic thing, we're gonna move on to the last step, which is cleaning under the fender well and placing the rubberized coating under there to make it all waterproof and soundproof. And I'm sure some of you guys are gonna ask what kind of rubberized coating we're gonna use. I'm gonna try this one first, the Evercoat rubberized undercoating. And if we run out of this one, I'm gonna move on to the 3M rubberized undercoating. So I just got done putting it all back together, and as you guys can tell, this thing is freaking sturdy as F. Over here, we might have to put one, but if you put decent amount of force, it touches it a little bit. So if that causes a problem, if it makes noise or anything, we'll probably put one of these brackets that we made over here. But other than that, this fender lining is well put together, as well as this cap that we made for the fender works flawlessly. You can just easily pop that cap off and then you'll find the screw. Underneath the fender well, it's all rubberized, as well as the custom fender lining that we made. It's all rubberized, so it's all good, and this is finally done. So that's where I'm going to end today's video, guys. So this custom fender lining, the metal way, worked a lot better than the mesh sheet. The first time that we used the mesh sheet, that was just all sloppy and nasty. And this metal way, it came out a lot smoother and a lot more perfect, as well as all the screws, the nuts, and these brackets and the clips all worked perfectly all together. So that's freaking awesome. I really like how this came out, especially since we put the rubberized coating. It all looks like it's one piece. So that's where I'm going to end today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Peace out and embrace yourself.